Many can agree that Souls games are known to be difficult to complete. Some people attempt to beat them with a challenge to make it even harder. I would like to finish all of them at some point, but with a challenge with each of them, starting with the Demon Souls remake. Looking at the trophy list, there are 37 to get with an estimated 40 hours to beat. Today I will find out, can I get the Platinum trophy for Demon Souls without using any healing items? It can't be that hard, right?
It's impossible. Why do I think this is a good challenge to do for this game? I'm about to give up on this challenge. This challenge is impossible.
We start by creating a character who will guide us to victory. Meet Rob. There's not much to say about him as I just hit the randomizer a few times until we got someone who looks unhinged. I went with the royalty class as magic is OP in this game.
Nice.
I will need all the help I can in this challenge run. I also chose the Providential Ring as my starting gift as it will help me work on a future trophy where I need to collect 30 rings. I'm not sure why 30 specifically as I only have 10 fingers, but I won't question it. We begin our journey and look through our items. More importantly, the consumables, as I vowed to not use a single healing item in this playthrough. You will not catch me ever using one at all.
Mission failed.
Okay, besides here, since I was trying to figure out the controls, and it doesn't even matter since I was already at full health, just to be cautious, I will unequip them from my item slot. This section gives us a tutorial on the gameplay and I encountered my first hurdle in this challenge.
On my first boss. Let's see how I do. Trying to beat this guy without healing. First death. This is not gonna be good.
Thankfully, the fight was definitely scripted for you to lose as we are teleported to the Nexus. We get introduced to the Maiden in Black and hold on a second, is she barefoot? Why am I on my knees? Starting in World 1-1, I want you to glance at the top left where my health bar is and get used to it being at half during my journey. This game has a mechanic where you can be in soul or human form. Just know that you will be human after finishing a level, but the next step will put you in soul form, and in that state your health bar is restricted to 50%. There's more to it, but I'm too stupid to explain the rest.
Okay. Not healing is gonna be a pain in the ass.
Another reason that sucks about dying is losing all the souls you collected, which are used as currency to buy things or level up. There is hope though, as if you can go back to where you died, you can retrieve everything, but all the enemies respawn, and if you die again, then kiss those souls goodbye. After that death, I unlocked the shortcut and grabbed another ring, which I wouldn't know how beneficial it would be in this challenge until later.
Come on. That a dragon?
I make it to this bridge, and I must have either encountered some glitch or this dragon was just trolling me. Some deaths later, I eventually make it through to pull the lever for the boss fight.
Alright, I made it to the fog. Don't question how I got here. I just got here by myself. No issues whatsoever. Cut that out. Make sure to cut that out of the video. Let's head inside. Looks like my first boss. Let's see how I can handle this fight without healing.
Its weakness is fire, and thankfully I am prepared, but what I wasn't prepared for was the shielded slime.
What the heck hit me, bro? Get away from me. This boss fight seems simple. What was that? Hello? Ah. Oh,
Yeah, I might have spoken too soon.
this is gonna be challenging without healing.
Let's see how this next attempt goes. During the fight, I ran out of MPs, so I had to go melee for the rest of it, which proved to be the better route until I started to get greedy and tried to attack multiple times.
Yeah! Second try. On my first trophy.
I made this leaderboard to rank all the bosses by how many deaths I had and just wait for some of the future ones.
First trophy in 3 hours. Let's go.
I think it's time I pick up the pace and move to the other trophies. After the fight, we unlock the other Archstones and continue to World 1-2.
I forgot to show this in the last fight, but here are all of my healing items, all 104, and I'll show them once again after the boss to prove to everyone that I'm not using them in this video.
We get a cool cutscene for this battle and I plan to defeat him on my first try.
My second boss fight. And I'm dead already. Fantastic.
Okay, this fight is brutal already because the route to this fight is annoying as I always walk in lower than half health. Another factor in this fight is dodging arrows shot at you.
Come on, man.
Something that I haven't mentioned is that there is an additional trophy for beating a knife while killing any archers. During this next attempt, I believe the game was trying to tell me something.
I'm done.
I let them a good reason, but that didn't stop me from still dying. I had to be constantly moving to avoid the arrows and strike at the perfect time, which is when he does his ground slam. I can get 2 shots and be good for the most part. I also found out that his head takes more damage.
No, I was so close.
After multiple attempts, I learned his attack patterns and found 2 safe spots from the archers, which are the entrance and the middle staircase. I was slowly getting his health lower and getting better.
Shit. I'm out of magic. I'm so close to beating him. On one more shot. Look how close I was. I'm tired of this fight. 3 days and I still haven't beaten him yet. Again. So close. I have this fight in the bag, man. Come on, come on. He's just one shot. I'm out of magic. Come on. Yes! Finally! And I died. Oh my gosh.
After 3 brutal days, I got through this fight with only 184 deaths. If the rest of the fights are going to be this tough, then I am screwed in this challenge run. I almost forgot, but here are all of my healing items, so hopefully you don't think I'm a liar and use anything on my playthrough. Heading to World 2-1, I come to this next fight unprepared.
Oh crap. Another boss fight.
Usually when it comes to killing spiders, you use fire, but somehow this one has mastered how to use it against me, especially if its web attacks connect. That is the ultimate death combo that made me want to throw in the towel for this challenge.
This fight is impossible.
Not to mention, some of my attacks not connecting, making this fight almost RNG. Now, if you notice with these recent clips, at the bottom left, I don't have anything equipped on my left hand.
You know what sucks about this fight? That I can't use my damn shield. My original one broke, and the only two that I have, I'm too weak to use. I'm an idiot. Could have had a shield this whole time. Didn't realize till now.
With this new information, I will have a better chance at this fight, right? That wasn't the case for me, as this spider was still destroying me. In this attempt, I was fighting for my life to beat him after racking up so many deaths.
I'm so close. Come on, please connect. Come on. Ardu's not connecting. Come on, one more hit. Come on. What? Okay, one more actually. One more hit, that's it. I died. With one more hit, come on.
After coming so close, I knew I had to lock in this next attempt.
Okay, I'm so close. One more hit. Finally. Oh my gosh.
This boss only cost me 125 deaths, which is light compared to the previous one. Going to World 2-2, I pick up an item to use in a future fight and head to the next boss room.
See how I do against this boss fight. I'm doing alright.
Anytime I open my mouth, it backfires on me. Now this fight is completely different than the previous ones, as his attacks are close range, so I have to attack at a certain time because all of his moves are one shot. He is also considered one of the hardest bosses in the game.
This boss fight is actually easy once you get to learn his attack patterns. I just can't get close to him, because if I do, that happens.
During one of my attempts, he was doing his dodge maneuver and was confident I had this fight.
Stop moving. I might have him stuck here. Okay, never mind. Come on, stop dodging my attacks.
As I continued from that attempt, I was too focused for this run to be wasted.
I was so close. No! That was my best attempt. This guy's going down.
After racking up more deaths, I knew it was time to come up with different strategy for this fight.
Oh my gosh. I must have an item that can help me in this fight. Well, these for sure can help me, but I'm not going to use them. I have a good ring to use.
That is when I looked at a cling ring I grabbed earlier.
But if I have this ring on, my health will be higher than previously. I think I know the strat now. I reloaded my save, put on this ring, and in case I die, I should respawn with more health than last time. It'd be beneficial for me. Or, you know, I can beat him this time.
Nope.
I just died, so let's see if this theory works. I do. Okay. Alright. I know what I'm about to do now.
Heading back to the room, just look at this ridiculous route you had to go and all the damage taken.
Alright, I made it back to the boss fight. It looks like I have more HP, but I can't really tell. Hopefully it helps me beat this guy once and for all. Come on!
For all of my suffering, I appreciate you giving the video a like. I was so close that I knew he would be defeated with more determination. I can get 2 free shots once I walk in, and 1 after he does his attacks. The rest of the fight is just taking a single shot at him because going for any more can backfire, and trust me, it's happened multiple times to me.
Let's go! Over 100 deaths. What I'm talking about. I'm the best.
The Flame Lurker only managed to kill me 200 times, making him take the lead. Let's see if anyone can overthrow him. There is no time to wait as the next boss is just beyond the last room. Unlike the other bosses, this one doesn't have an actual fight. Instead, we go toward 2 machines that shoot a harpoon at the dragon, which causes him immobile and easy to defeat. Earlier, I picked up an item before the Flame Lurker fight, which is the Hands of Gods, and there's a trophy to deliver the final blow with it. I shot him a few times with magic and accidentally killed him, but I was still rewarded with the trophy while I was equipped and got 1 for killing him. I told you it was an easy fight. You have to be a terrible player if you die to him. With the Dragon God defeated, I only died 4 times, making it the second least amount of deaths. Going through World 1-3, I did a scavenger hunt that led me to a cage and freed Bior, which would help with the trophy in the next boss fight. Then I went to help out a nearby witch who was being held by a fight official. While heading there, I want to take a second to thank Bushido Cypher for making a helpful guide that an idiot like me can follow without a problem. I highly recommend using it as he also gives tips to make some of the bosses easier to defeat. Once we finish him off, we get the trophy and talk to her so she can go to the Nexus to help us with a trophy later. Afterward, I head toward the boss fight and it turns out to be a fat official, which is disappointing. Okay, this guy looks like he's going to be a problem. Hopefully, I don't struggle in this fight.
Alright, let's see how this battle goes.
Since I have a partner for this battle, he takes the aggro while I cast magic from afar. He was no match for the tag team of Bior and me, which got us 2 trophies. The Penetrator is the first one on the leaderboard to not kill me, which means he's at the bottom. Making my way through 3-1, I encounter a giant machine that shoots arrows and there's a trophy that you have to get past it without getting hit a single time.
First try, baby.
We also get a trophy for finding and freeing Sage Freck. Afterward, he will head to the Nexus to help us later. We then go towards the next boss, and she also has her dogs out, but I won't let that distract me from the fact that there's an additional trophy in this fight where I can't hit any of her clones. Besides the clone gimmick, it is a straightforward fight and I shouldn't have any issues.
This fight is easy. Crap.
Not bad for my first attempt. All I had to do was replicate what I did. When I said replicate, I didn't mean the dying part. I can get 3 guaranteed hits with magic before she teleports to a new spot. Then it is just hoping she stays in the same area or doesn't go across the room. You can tell it's the real one when you lock onto her and there isn't a health bar above her. I got super lucky in this run as she didn't leave this area and did massive damage to her, but I almost botched it by shooting at a clone and managed to switch targets at the last second. Just stick to the outer parts of the room to avoid her attacks, unlike me who got gangbanged here.
One more round. Let's go.
And I got both trophies for defeating her. This boss only managed to kill me twice. Going to World 3-2, I immediately head towards the boss room. During this fight, I tested out one of my new attacks, which dropped his health to half. I had to be careful though, as it has a long animation, and with me being one shot, I had to time the attack correctly. Then he blew my back out when I was using an item. My next attempt went a bit better.
And die.
That is when his fight took a turn as a second man-eater showed up. Once again, I was caught lacking while using an item and proceeded to use Firestorm as he stood there without attacking me.
That was easy.
I only died once for Man-Eater, making him tie with Phalanx. We don't have to wait long for the next fight as it is immediately after the last one. Now this boss is different from the rest of them as you PvP against someone else who owns the game. Let's see how I do.
What was that?
Alright, that fight was against the AI. This game is old, so not many people are playing. On my next attempt, I fought against an actual person, God of War, who if you don't know, is the #1 player in the world for Demon Souls. If you don't believe me, the game has a leaderboard that shows the stats for every player and rank 1 is them. This battle will be my toughest, and I had to do my best to win.
That was easy.
I only died once against the old monk. Going to the next boss, there's an additional trophy where they aren't allowed to fall over. That is easy to accomplish if you stay on the top floor, take a quick shot at his head, and back away from his attack. If you follow that pattern, he won't fall, and after a few attacks, the adjudicator is defeated. Look at that, another easy fight I didn't struggle with. With this boss down, I only died once, making him tie in 6th place. Man, I was hoping for more of a challenge with these recent bosses, but I'm just steamrolling through them. Before going to the next fight in 4-2, I find a pit and get kicked down by a stranger. We found a guy named Saint Urbain who has been stuck here, and if we help him, we will get a trophy. After hearing him out, we defeat the guy blocking the exit and open a door which gets us the trophy. Mr. Umbasta will also head to the Nexus to help us later. Continuing in the level, I make it to the boss room where we fight the old hero who was kinda dumb as he let me walk behind him and cast fire not once, but twice. He paid it forward by knocking me to the ground. Once I recovered, I walked past him again since he was blind and blasted some fire and eliminated the rest of his health, which got me a trophy. The next boss is beyond this room, which is the Storm King, this giant flying stingray. Before he shows up, we take out his little minions, which are one shot, and after eliminating all of them, he enters the battle. His attacks can easily be avoided if you are behind an object. We find an item in this area called Storm Ruler that helps this fight be 10 times easier. This sword can reach him with a single swing. Just make sure you don't miss like me here, and time your strike so he can be dealt with quicker. After his 3rd swing around, I finished them off without losing any health and earned a trophy. I won't lie, these next 2 bosses weren't as hard as I quickly eliminated them. I am not sure if it's because I'm the greatest Souls player or whether they were supposed to be this weak in the late game to fire, but I will take it. The next boss however was tricky because she was the most gorgeous looking woman I have seen since starting my journey, and I was ready to stop the video here and end the challenge. Then one of our loyal followers decided to defend her, which is funny because there's a trophy for defeating her while not killing him. I'm sure he'll put up a good fight to protect her. Nope, just cast some fire to walk past him and head toward the maiden and blast her too. I am sad that I couldn't offer her one of my many rings in hand of marriage, but she managed to drop one for me. With this recent set of bosses, I defeated them in my first attempt, so they went to the bottom of the leaderboard. Before continuing to the next boss, I grabbed 2 trophies. Heading to 1-4, we encountered another dragon, and unfortunately, I can't get my revenge from earlier because our boy Bior is here.
Oh, say less.
So I head to the next boss room. This guy looks intimidating, but these last few fights have been easy, so I expect this boss to not be different from the others. My strategy of using Firestorm isn't effective as it doesn't do that much damage.
Oh gosh. Alright, this is gonna be a challenging fight.
I only managed to get 1/3 of his health down with 2 firestorms, which does not look good for me if I stick with that plan. When you connect with one of the fires, it staggers the enemy, and if you're lucky enough to land more than 2, it can help from being vulnerable while doing the animation.
What was that?
But the old king can ignore it and still come after me when I can't move.
I'm low-key kinda happy this boss fight isn't as easy as the other ones. I gotta try harder.
However, it is tough to do that when his boss does not care and continues to attack you without a break. It also sucks when you lower his health down and die being so close to victory. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that he has a grab attack that is a one-shot, and I was in disbelief when I found out after thinking I've seen all of his attacks. During my best attempt yet, I managed to connect the most of my firestorm to him, which lowered his health by a lot, and continued forward with more firestorms in hope of replicating the same effect.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
So close. Even though I failed, I knew I would eventually succeed.
Perfect.
Let's go! Took longer than expected.
The old king managed to kill me 58 times, more than the last 10 bosses combined. With him dead, the path to the old one is available, but we're going to do some cleanup. It mainly was grabbing a weapon for future use and a few rings. I also went for a few trophies, the first one being to invade another player's world and kill them. Sorry to this poor guy as I blasted him immediately once he walked in. The other trophy I went for was to help another player defeat a boss. Since I have no friends, I spent 3 days waiting for somebody to summon me, and once someone did, I was excited. Big shout out to Black Delta. We took out both man-eaters and I was happy to continue with this challenge. I also gave Ed the Flame Lurker soul for a trophy. Then I traded all the boss souls I had collected to the people in the Nexus. Doing this now will help as I only have to do a partial second playthrough for the trophies, and the last thing I want to do is an entire second playthrough. With all that done, we head to where the old one is located and enter its lair.
It's time for the final boss. Hopefully it puts up a good fight.
Yeah, this fight did not feel like a true final boss for the game. The previous one put up a better fight than this one. After defeating him, the Maiden in Black will use her powers to put the old one back to sleep and we leave.
Well, I guess my job here is done.
That trophy was for getting the bad ending, and with that, I'll reload my backup save and kill the king again. This time I pick up this sword as it is needed for a trophy, and instead of blasting the maiden, we just leave the area and get an important item that'll be useful in a minute. Now I have to get the remaining souls needed for the trophies, which wasn't that tough since I was experienced. It also felt good to defeat some of these early bosses in one try when I struggled with them earlier in the video, especially the Flame Lurker, even though he almost killed me. Continuing forward, I grabbed the last few souls without a single issue. Hey, wait a second, who authorized to show this footage? Please avert your eyes. I don't know how this made it into a video to make me look bad. Just ignore what is happening on the screen. Anyway, I think you get the picture, so let's go to where I get a trophy for trading the 2 swords from earlier to Ed to get the best weapon. Then I traded the souls to Urbane and got his trophy. Then I reloaded my save to use the same souls for Yuria. Now all I have to do is give Freck his and the trophy is mine. Wait a second. The last thing I want to do is an entire second playthrough.
Are you sure about that?
It turns out that I have to do another playthrough as I messed up in my first one. Oh well, since I'm here, I'll grab the final ring and get that trophy. Now I have to do another playthrough.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright, it's been a long 27 minutes and I'm prepared to get the final trophy. However, I want to look at all the healing items I've collected. I think it is appropriate I do something with them.
Okay, now it's time to get the final trophy. There it is, grab every spell in the game. And this should play the platinum. There it is. I got the platinum without healing a single time. I do not recommend this challenge at all. Let me know if you want to see me try a different Souls Gameplay challenge in the comments and consider subscribing if you haven't.
Umbasa, Umbasa, Umbasa.